Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and talk to you about comparisons, and we're going to start with comparisons of equality, in which we're saying that something is equal between two people, and there's three different types that we're going to look at. We are going to look at comparing, making comparisons with adjectives and adverbs, nouns, and verbs. So in the first example with adjectives and adverbs, we've got Joaquin is as nice as Roberto. So what we're comparing is this, as nice as, that's what we're going to put into Spanish. What we're comparing about Joaquin, or what we're comparing of Joaquin to Roberto is how nice Joaquin is. So nice is an adjective, so what you would do in Spanish is you say, the as, tan and como represent the as's, so you would say tan nice as. Nice is amable, so how you would translate that is Joaquin is tan amable como Roberto. Down here we've got Maria, doesn't speak as slowly as her sister. As slowly as is the comparison in English, and what we're comparing is the slowness of the speech, how she speaks, how slowly she speaks. So in Spanish, what you do when you have an adverb, which is what's going on here, is you're going to say tan despacio como. So you'd say María no habla tan despacio como su hermana. So whenever you have an adjective, it goes tan, adjective como. If you have an adverb, tan, adverb como. That's how you say as, something as. Okay. If you're comparing a noun, however, up here, this was an adverb. Tan is an adverb. When you're comparing a noun, when you want to say how much of something, you want to compare how much of something one person has to another, you're changing tan into an adjective. So for example, Marta has as many friends as you. So what we're comparing this time is as many friends as you. Friends is what we're comparing, the amount of. Okay, so the construction would be tanto amigos como. Now, because we have amigos, there's one more step. Up here, it's just going to be tan and you leave it alone. Down here, your tanto, you'll notice is O/A in parentheses S. That means that tanto can actually be, put it over here, tanto, tantos, tanta, or tantos. Okay, so if we're talking about friends, which is amigos, we want the tanto that matches amigos, which would be tantos. So what you would say is Marta has tantos amigos como ustedes. And so you pick OS because you've got amigos. You have as much patience as Eugenio. So we're talking now about the amount of patience you have, which is still a noun. Paciencia, okay? So you would again use tanto, paciencia, como. Well, paciencia is feminine, so we want to pick the tanto that matches paciencia. It's not going to be tantos this time. It's not going to be tanto. We want tanta. Tanta paciencia como Eugenio. So tú tienes tanta paciencia como Eugenia. And you pick tanta to match up with paciencia. So you only do this if what you're comparing happens to be a noun. Okay. When you talk about a verb, you're gonna do the verb and then tanto como. So my brothers fall in love as much as you. So we've got fall in love. Actually, let me fix this. Okay, my brothers fall in love as much as you. So fall in love as much as. And so what you're really comparing is the fall in love, which is enamorarse. So you'd say, mis hermanos se enamoran tanto como tú. So after the verb, if you want to say as much as, you'd say tanto como. And this time you don't do anything to the tanto. You only do something to tanto if you're going to put a noun immediately after it. So let's do some practice. Luis pagó 150 por el celular. El celular de Luisa costó 150. Luis pagó como Luisa. So what's missing? We've got Luis paid 150 for his cell phone. Luisa paid 150 for her cell phone. So Luis paid as much as Luisa. We're talking about as much as, this is a verb. So when you have the verb construction, it's tanto como. So you want to say Luis pagó tanto como Luisa. Tanto como Luisa. Ana tiene 5 nietos. Su mejor amiga también tiene 5 nietos. Ana tiene blank nietos como su mejor amiga. What we're comparing, Anna's got 5 grandchildren. Her best friend's got 5 grandchildren. We're comparing the amount of grandchildren they have. That's a noun. So you need tanto como, and we want our tanto to match nietos, so it would be tantos. Ana tiene tantos nietos como su mejor amiga. Este semestre tomó 5 clases. Mi hermana también toma 5 clases. Mi hermana toma blank classes como yo. Again, we're comparing a noun. We're comparing the amount of classes that we each have. And classes is feminine and it's plural, so we would want tantas. En mi opinión, el profesor Martínez y la profesora Torres son muy inteligentes. El profesor Martínez es inteligente como la profesora Torres. So what we're comparing is their intelligence, which is an adjective. So you would use tan, adjective como. So what we're missing is simply tan here. Es tan inteligente como la profesora Torres. Here en la fiesta, Esteban bailó con Pilar por 2 horas sin parar. Pilar bailó como Esteban. So here we're talking about how much they danced. We want to say, since they were dancing together, however much Esteban danced, Pilar danced as well. So we want to say Pilar danced as much as Esteban, which would be bailó tanto como Esteban. Okay, so here's another example. Marta es muy inteligente y Alfredo es muy inteligente. Marta es inteligente como Alfredo. We're comparing intelligence. Intelligence is an adjective, so you do tan, adjective como. So we've got our intelligent right here, so we would just need tan. Whoops. Okay, tengo 3 hermanos. Eduardo tiene 3 hermanos también. Tengo hermanos como Eduardo. Now we're comparing the amount of brothers. Like I have 3 brothers, Eduardo has 3 brothers, so I have as many brothers. So if you're comparing the amount of something you have, you're using, that's a noun. So you're using tanto como, and you've got to make your tanto or tanto noun como, and your tanto needs to agree with the noun that it's describing, which is hermanos. So you want to use tantos. Francisco y Ana son muy tímidos. Francisco es tan tímido. So Francisco y Ana are both timid. So we want to say that Francisco is as timid as Anna. We're describing, this is an adjective that we're describing, saying that they have this particular trait. And with an adjective, you have tan, adjective como. So what's missing here is como. Okay. Guillermo habla inglés muy bien. Yo también hablo inglés muy bien. Yo hablo inglés blank bien como Guillermo. What we're describing is how well we both speak it. Well is an adverb, so you do tan, adverb como. So what's missing is the tan. And here, yo trabajo 20 horas a la semana. Mario trabaja 20 horas a la semana también. So we're comparing that Mario works as many hours as I do. Hours is a noun. So you would use tanto, noun, como, and we want the tanto to agree with horas, which would be tantas. Tantas horas como yo.